What if the biggest bottleneck in your drug development program isn't your molecule? It's your lab. I have been promising programs stall not because of bad science but because of capacity crunches, instrument downtime, or assay failures that nobody caught early enough. And in this industry, every delay has a price tag. Hi, I'm Raghuvar Singh Parmar, Scientific Director at Resolve Mass Laboratories. I have years of experience supporting drug development programs from discovery through regulatory submission. And today we need to talk about something that's quietly reshaping how pharmaceutical and biotech organizations operate. That's the bioanalytical outsourcing. Why bioanalytical outsourcing matters? Here is the reality of modern drug development. Pipelines have never been more complex. We are no longer just dealing with small molecules and straightforward PK studies. Today's pipelines are full of biologics, gene therapies, and cell-based treatments, molecules that behave in ways that demand highly specialized analytical expertise, and alongside that complexity, regulatory agencies like FDA and EMA are raising the bar continuously on what constitutes acceptable data quality. So the question isn't should we consider outsourcing, the question is can you afford or not. Let's ground ourselves in what bioanalytical outsourcing actually means, because it's broader than people often assume. It covers method development and validation, PK and TK analysis, biomarker testing, and full clinical sample analysis. Essentially, you are delegating specialized, high-stakes analytical work to a laboratory that does nothing else. They live and breathe with this. They are not distracted by manufacturing pressures or internal politics. Their entire infrastructure, people, instruments, systems is built around one goal, and that is generating data that holds up under the toughest regulatory scrutiny. Why is outsourcing increasing? So, why is the shift happening now and why so quickly? Think about what's driving the industry. Biologics and gene therapies are dominating pipelines, and these molecules require ultra sensitive assays, hybrid LBA LCMS platforms, high resolution mass spectrometry, instruments that cost millions of dollars to acquire and require deep expertise to run correctly. Most organizations simply can't justify that capital investment for a single program. Layer on top of that the regulatory pressure, ICH M10 harmonized guidelines, increasingly stringent FDA and EMA expectations. The bar for method validation alone has moved significantly in last 5 years. And then there is the speed. Competitive pressure means your development timeline is always the constraint. You can't afford to wait for an instrument to come out of maintenance or for an analyst to finish their training. All of this together is why outsourcing has moved from being a cost-saving technique to a genuine strategic advantage. Key benefits, cost, and technology. Let's talk about what you actually gain. First, cost. Outsourcing can reduce your analytical cost by 30 to 50%, not by cutting corners, but by eliminating the overhead you'd carry with an in-house operation, capital equipment, facility maintenance, specialized hiring, and training programs. You pay for the work you need when you need it, and that's it. That's the fundamentally more efficient model. Second access is to the technology, and this is where it gets interesting. Specialized laboratories like Resolve Mass Laboratories invest continuously in the instrumentations, LC-MS, MS for small molecule quantification, HRMS for metabolite identification, hybrid LBA-LCMS workflow for large molecules. These are not cheap platforms and they require dedicated scientists to operate correctly. For most pharma and biotech companies, accessing these capabilities through a specialized partner is not just practical, it's the only economically sensible option. Regulatory compliance. Now let's talk about what keeps a lot of people up at night. Regulatory compliance. A single data integrity finding, an audit observation about a traceability or a method that wasn't validated to the current ICH M10 standard can cost you months, potentially the entire program. Specialized bioanalytical CROs maintain the quality systems that are inspection ready, full stop. GLP and GCP compliance, full audit trails, SOPs that don't drift between studies. When you partner with a lab that operates at this level, you are not just outsourcing the work, you are outsourcing your entire risk of your program, of your drug development program. Faster time to market. Speed. It always comes back to the speed. Outsourcing enables parallel workflows that your internal team, no matter how talented, simply can't replicate alone. Specialized laboratories can scale seamlessly from early discovery through late-stage clinical programs, running high sample volumes without the bottlenecks that delay regulatory filings. We are talking about 20 to 40% of reductions in the overall development timelines. That's not marginal, that's the difference between being first to submission and watching a competitor file ahead of you. Minimizing risk. One thing that doesn't get enough attention in this conversation is the scientific risk. Failed assays, matrix interferences issues, inconsistent QC performance across the study batches. These are the type of problems that derail your programs from the main line. What distinguishes a high quality specialized lab is what happens before those problems surface. Experienced scientists who have seen hundreds of method development scenarios, who can spot an interference issue in an early validation before it comes in the clinical sample crisis. At Resolve Mass, that proactive troubleshooting built on deep hands-on experience with difficult molecules and challenging matrices is what clients tell us makes the difference between a smooth study and a costly firefight. So, what does this conversation leaves us? Outsourcing bioanalytical services is no longer a fallback for under-resourced teams. It's a deliberate, intelligent strategy used by some of the most sophisticated drug development organizations in the world because it delivers better data at lower cost and faster. If you are evaluating your current analytical strategy, whether you are scaling a biological program, preparing for a pivotal clinical trial, or just looking to stop fighting fires in your in-house lab, I would encourage you to seriously explore what a specialized bioanalytical partner can offer. And if you'd like to explore what that looks like in a practice, feel free to reach out or drop your questions in the comments. I would always be happy to dig into the details. Thank you so much for watching this session and see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye for now.